Welcome back to Want Another 24 Hours. Today we're diving into a topic that resonates deeply with many people in recovery, yet remains challenging to explain. It's what Alcoholics Anonymous calls the spiritual malady. In the Big Book of AA, at the end of page 64, it says, "When the spiritual malady is overcome, we straighten out mentally and physically." For those unfamiliar, it's one of the three components AA believes make up alcoholism, alongside the physical craving and the mental obsession. But what exactly is this spiritual malady? And why is it so crucial to understand on the road to sobriety?
So let's break it down. In the simplest terms, the spiritual malady is that deep-seated feeling of being disconnected, restless, or incomplete. Many people struggling with alcoholism describe it as feeling lost or empty, sometimes without even knowing why. You might recognize it as the itch that never gets scratched, or that inner unease you try to ignore, bury, or numb. For many of us, drinking was an attempt to fill that void, an escape from that feeling, at least temporarily. It's this search for relief from the spiritual malady that can often lead us down a darker path. I know from experience that this feeling can grow over time, making you feel isolated, irritable, or like you don't quite belong. For some, it's a disconnection from themselves or life itself. You might try to fill it with anything that promises relief, like work, relationships, or, as in our case, alcohol. I'll be honest, I always struggled with the word spiritual. For years I doubted the existence of a higher power, which made some aspects of recovery difficult to grasp at first. For me, growing up as an agnostic, spirituality was a foreign concept, almost like an empty word. But as I went through the steps in AA, I came to realise something. Spirituality doesn't have to mean God in the religious sense. It doesn't even have to mean God at all. In my journey, I found my own sense of spirituality, a deep feeling of love, warmth, and peace within. That feeling became my higher power, something I could trust and rely on.
This is why AA's focus on spirituality is so powerful. It's about connecting with something greater, whether that's God, the universe, nature, or a feeling of inner peace. Finding that connection helps calm the storm of the spiritual malady. AA's steps and principles aim to help people not just stop drinking, but also to fill that emptiness with something that brings lasting peace.
For me, that spiritual awakening didn't come all at once. It was a gradual process. And it began the day I walked into my first AA meeting. I was desperate and broken, but hearing people share their stories gave me hope. Early on in my journey, I heard about doing 90 meetings in 90 days. It seemed impossible at the time, but I set myself the challenge, and it turned out to be the best decision I ever made. I ended up doing 362 meetings in my first year, and found myself feeling proud and more alive than I had in decades. Finding peace through spirituality isn't about flipping a switch, it's a journey. For me, that meant learning to look inward, finding what I call my inner being. That warmth, love and peace feeling I now lean on and turn to instead of alcohol. But there's something everyone should know. Spirituality and recovery is a personal journey, one that you make in your own way and in your own time. For me, it took a lot of AA meetings, sharing with others, and embracing the idea of a power greater than my own mind.
Now, I know not everyone relates to AA or talks about sobriety in spiritual terms, and that's okay, but here's the thing, whether you think of it as a spiritual journey, a personal awakening, or simply finding inner peace, addressing the spiritual malady is crucial. It's about filling that void in a healthy way. For some, it might mean connecting with loved ones. For others, it's mindfulness And for many of us, it's finding purpose in something greater than ourselves.
When we address the spiritual malady, we don't need alcohol or any other temporary escape. We begin to feel complete, at peace, and present in our own lives. We start to heal from the inside out. So if you're struggling with that spiritual malady today, if you're feeling restless, discontent, or just plain disconnected, know that you're not alone. This journey doesn't happen overnight, and it won't look the same for everyone. Find what gives you peace, hope, and connection, and hold on to it. For me, it was AA and finding a deeper purpose in helping others through my journey. And honestly, every day that I live sober, I'm grateful to have discovered that I don't have to go it alone. Thank you for watching. If this video has made you think, and you've watched this far, then perhaps give AA a try. Please like, subscribe, and share this video. Here's hoping we all have another 24 hours of sober living, one day at a time.